Sup, geezers? How's it going? That's right, you're old now. Remember when being a Zoomer used to be a word that reflected youth and innocence and technology in the future? Zoomers have officially graduated into becoming boomers, a catch-all term which now just means old. Ah, how time flies. As an elder Zoomer myself, I've seen this coming for a while. I've been stress-pilled and age-maxed, so I've solidly made my way into having millennial-level skin at the age of 26. That's what being in fight-or-flight mode your whole life will do to you. But if you're a Zoomer, you're old now, okay? And it's all because of Skib Toilet. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm positing that Skib Toilet marks a turning point in the cultural canon of the internet. Skib Toilet is Generation Alpha's first cultural contribution to the meme canon. And it's poop. Their first cultural contribution was poop. But, it kind of makes sense if you think about it. I mean, poo is kind of at the baseline of Maslow's hierarchy of jokes. Like, everything comes from, every joke is really just a more complicated poo joke. And this is probably the first time in history that you can really just point to a specific meme and say, this is when they entered the fray. But yeah, Skib Toilet feels like the first cultural event to trigger, oh, Gen Alpha is in the psychic consciousness now, and they are watching Skib Toilet 6 hours a day. And this has led to a very boomer-like backlash of Gen Z people complaining about the kind of existential dread you see on a Zoomer's face when you show them Skib Toilet and you tell them that's what the kids are watching is really something to behold. I mean, look, I watched Gary's Mod when I was a kid, and I turned out... I don't want to finish this sentence. Oh, it's over for these kids. It's never been more over. They can't read. They can't write. They're addicted to their screens. What are we doing to these children? Skib Toilet was the defining generational touchstone event that boomerified Gen Z by making them aware and then complain about the youth. Now, there's this Gen Alpha discussion that's going on. A psychic little sibling is being formed in front of our very eyes, and how we treat it and how we react to it is going to be very interesting. So are they doomed? Yeah. I mean, yeah. But we were also doomed, and millennials were doomed. Being born is kind of a pretty getting doomed-like experience. You're born, you suffer, old people complain about you, you suffer some more, you get older, you suffer from getting older, then you complain about young people for reasons you don't fully understand, then death. Being a human being is kind of pain, it doesn't really matter what generation you're in. That's why we're working on a cure for it. Being human, I don't know if you've noticed, but that's exactly what we're doing right now. And that cure is directly responsible for all of the generationally based screen issues that Gen Z and Gen Alpha have. Well, are they uniquely doomed? They are doomed in the same ways that we were, but more, I would say. Like all the problems a Gen Z person has due to their screen is just amplified in Gen Alpha. So are they doomed? Yes, but we're all doomed. But don't worry, because we're working on a solution for that where we're not doomed, but it's not us that's not doomed. It's a higher form of intelligence. I gotta stop talking about this. What are we saying when we're asking if they're doomed, okay? The is Gen Alpha doomed conversation, framing Gen Alpha as either doomed or not doomed, is kind of missing the point. Because we're talking about children. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like it's a little early to throw in the towel at the age of 5. Framing the question as doomed or not is pretty binary and self-defeating and kind of removes all agency from the question. Being a doomer about an issue mostly accelerates the path towards the doom that you fear because nobody is actually doing anything about the so-called hopeless situation. And just to be clear here, okay, it is hopeless. Every generation will take one step further towards the post-human techno-capital singularity at the end of time, which we will all eventually disappear behind the event horizon of. Oh, fuck, I mentioned the tech... I keep trying not to mention the singularity! This is going to sound like a non sequitur, but bear with me. Human intergenerational relationships are extremely important. My relationship with my mentor has been extremely important. That's an intergenerational one. There are unique challenges you had to deal with growing up, and if you find someone dealing with similar challenges that are unique, that you can help with, that other people might not be able to help them with, you almost have a responsibility to help that person. And that goes for millennials, who maybe see Gen Z people who are dealing with Gen Z issues and feel like they can relate to that and help them with that. Goes for everybody. Everybody can do this. And it's something that we totally lack, I feel, in the world, in the Western world. We don't have these kinds of intergenerational mentorship relationships that I think that's a huge... I think we're all missing out. I think I think we're collectively missing out on those kinds of relationships. You get all these Gen Z people telling other Gen Z people what to do with like the worst advice imaginable. Boomers, and here by boomers, I mean actual boomers and not just people over the age of 25, are really not equipped to deal with the generational issues of Gen Alpha. They weren't even equipped to deal with the generational problems of millennials. I'm not even saying we can fix Gen Alpha. Ultimately, it is going to be up for Gen Alpha to fix Gen Alpha's self. But long story short, we're all doomed here together, okay? It's over for all of us. There's no need to play your little holier-than-thou hierarchy games right before the comet hits, okay? Find people you love, hold them close, help them where you can, do it while you can. That's all that really matters.
So big, got my ass feeling loosey-goosey. 8 fast foods to my poop is extra goopy. Once had the plumbers union try to sue me. No TP, use a towel. I'm a poop god, so bow. Make the whole block smell foul. With all this poop in my bowels, every toilet I clog. Steady dropping them logs. Got the dank poop that loud. Living in poop like a hog. Yo bitch, see me with my poop dripping. Yeah, I poop my pants, fuck, mind your business. Never seen a poop addict, will bear witness. You not feeling my poop smell? Well, good riddance. Oopsie, doopsie, I just took a poop. Oopsie, doopsie, I just took a poop. Oopsie, doopsie, I just took a poop. Oopsie, doopsie, I just took a poop.
I've been working on a more substantial video than this, I swear, but I have a show coming up tomorrow that I forgot to advertise. It's at Carleton University. As you can see, we blew the money on the advertising budget, so we got to break even here. If you know anyone in Ottawa, tell them about the show.